Welcome back to the second hour of LoveBabz, LoveTalk on Babz Rawls-Ivy. Good morning. I got my good girlfriends, Markeisha Ricks and Ife Gardine. What's happening, y'all?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so we were all in Marrakesh just a few days ago.
That's crazy.
I don't know if I'm back.
Real to say that.
Yes, a few days ago we were in Morocco on a whole other continent in the world, and we had a good ass time. We celebrated my 60th birthday. Me, you, and 20 some odd other more people.
Well, if it's not Babz and you're not going big and going home, what are you doing?
I think we had a great time. I think we had a
classic time.
I was trying to explain to people because people keep asking, well, what was it like? I was like, it was like a circus and church all at the same time.
Which, I mean, black church. The show,
okay.
No.
Oh my God. So we all traveled and everybody sort of came. It was a good group of us that all were on one flight, but there were people that sort of came from different directions. You know, they flew to Madrid, hung out there for a few days. Some flew to Paris, some on the way back flew to Paris, went to Madrid and hung out a few days. So it was a lot of different experiences on getting there. So what was your experiences like?
Oh my goodness. So I was one of the people who actually, me and our friend Sarah Lulo flew through from JFK directly to Casablanca on Royal Air Maroc. And I must say, I am team Royal Air Maroc, just like I'm team Ethiopian Airlines. Like, the flight was great. Like, I was lucky enough. So I was sitting, I don't usually prefer, of course, to sit in a center aisle seat, but on each leg of my flight, I was always sitting, like, I had a seat in between me and somebody else, or I had nobody sitting next to me. So I was able to, like, splay out and relax. And that direct flight to Casablanca is good. Like, it's directly in country. And then we just took a short 1 hour flight to Marrakesh. Really, it was like 45 minutes. But when that desert heat hit you, the day we arrived was 105 degrees. I was like, that just come from Las Vegas not too long ago. So, but like, it's still cool in Vegas. It's not quite hot yet. That dry heat punched me in the face and stayed with me for the rest of the trip. It was a good dry heat. I was happy to have it, but man, and I thought, I've been told I'm not allergic to anything, but when I tell you I sneezed the entire time, I determined I had some type of head cold that stuck with me until the end of the trip. But when I tell you that heat was like, bat pow, it was like a 1-2 punch. I was like, oh, that's hot. That's hot.
For me, so I appreciate the economy price of Iberia Airlines.
Yes.
Yet.
Yeah.
I think on this end, maybe because in New York it was easy. And in New York, the people at the counter were very friendly and cool, and we were excited about going. I think some people learned a lesson about how to pack more compactly. Ooh. That part, because them charges for being overweight and bringing 1,000 outfits and you only gonna wear 20 is a hard lesson to learn. Paying $150 for
like, you know what I can do with $150 in
you know what Markeisha could do with you know how many pairs of shoes, bangles, and
caftans could have happened. But you know what? People live and learn. That's all I'm saying. But I was just like, the food wasn't that great on the Iberia flight. So that once we got there though, and like Markeisha said, the heat hit me, but I was just so happy to be on the continent. I ain't give a fuck. I didn't care.
Ma'am, no cussing.
Okay, no cussing.
Don't get
I like it didn't matter to me because it was like I was so excited about experiencing all that all that Marrakesh had. I was so excited after following Janene Tensma on social media. I like that was like a dream come true.
For sure.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I highly recommend that. But I recommend it for people that can recommend staying there for people that can relax, not going someplace looking for a party. Go to another place. You know,
even though we got to give them their props.
But no, they'll
you plan a good party.
Right. If you plan a party, they'll give you
that in the course of
they'll bring you a DJ.
They will bring you a DJ, and they will let you party till 2 a.m. So
yeah,
or more.
We weren't sure they would let us party till 2 a.m., but we found out that they would.
Homegirl was about to let us
that first
go
night. We were up a little late, and we got the shush.
Right. The first night we were there, enamored. We on the rooftop because there's so many rooftops, y'all. There's so many garden spaces. There's 5 pools.
Yeah.
You know, we always felt like we were the only ones there, except for at mealtime. It always felt like
you didn't see the other people until it was time for lunch or dinner. And I was like, oh, there are other people saying, or you might pass some people in the quarter who are just arriving. But like every time, like we would have nearly a pool to ourselves, and how they created this atmosphere of like, we're full, but you'll never know it is so incredible to me.
Yeah, I was struck by that too. And there's so many places where you can hide out. Like there's so many places where you can just go and sit and read a book, nap. I mean, and they're all equally beautiful and stunning. I don't know how she created this, we're full, but you don't know we're full.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's super impressive.
Like our room, and our shared patio. Like that was like fire.
Yeah. And it was a room.
A lot of time out there.
I mean, it was a room. It wasn't like it was. I mean, I think patio just seems like
it seems like it's bigger than a lanai. It's bigger than a patio. It was literally Sarah slept out there a couple times.
I slept out there a couple of times.
I definitely took a nap out there for sure, because that second day I was like, look, I can't keep my eyes open. Even though I will say the jet lag was not I think there was a day that it hit us all simultaneously.
Yeah, that second day.
That's the day I took a nap. But I think it was so perfect flying in at night, flying overnight and then waking up there in the morning, because then you're like your body is confused, your brain's like I see daylight, then we just gonna go on with the day. And then even flying back, so getting back just toward the evenings, I came home and stayed up till about 11 o'clock. But when I crashed hard. But that, I'm so in. I think one of the things that's still blowing my mind is, I've been to the continent a couple times, and those flights are usually 12. They've been 18 hours, 20 plus hour flights.
Oh.
They are. And, I to get to Zambia the time I went, we flew into Kenya first. So that's a long flight to East Africa and then down to Lusaka. So that flight took forever. But this makes Morocco or getting to the continent feel very doable. You book a flight, you get on that flight tonight, you're going to be in Morocco in the morning. And I love that for us, because I'm definitely going back sooner than later.
I think so.
And I know, for me, the first day, I just wanted to take it all in. So I was going on the high of, I'm at Janene Tensma, I'm in Morocco. I even opened some of the gates that were going to the outside, to see.
He was like, what's out there?
What's out there? And it was kids playing because we were next to that compound. Yeah. So it was so, you felt so safe.
Yeah.
We left our rooms open all day. It was safe in there.
Locking this.
You
didn't use our safe though. You were in my room. We didn't use our safe.
We didn't use our safe, and it was safe. It was not you could go. It was just a nice flow. Marianne makes it so comfortable. And I don't know if that happens in other spaces there.
Well, I will say we did, go over to the other, because Babz is so popular. She had an overflow hotel for her birthday party, which was a close hotel that was in walking distance. Lovely hotel, lovely premises, and also felt super safe over there. Ife and I and some of the other women on the trip went and did hammam over there, and felt safe walking, down to the other location and seeing, local folks. Apparently was a big holiday week, and like kids were out of school. So, Moroccans are smart. When the sun goes down, the temperature is fantastic. So people are like this, the whole place comes alive after the sun goes down, which is so cool. Cause you're like, you see little kids, you're like, it's 9 o'clock. What y'all in the bed? But like they out with their parents. So like they're not just out in the street alone. Like the older ones are out playing soccer, hanging out with their friends, but like they are out, and like the whole place comes alive, which I think we saw like for real the first night we went to the Medina.
Oh yeah. God. Yeah. Getting around was not a problem. There's lots of tour guides and
everybody's a tour guide.
Cars. Yeah, cars and taxis.
Listen, the taxis that were provided by the concierge were like excellent. Like they were excellent. And when you said like walk to the next hotel, for some of us, because some people were like, I ain't walking, but it was like not even 10 minutes next door. And for those who don't know, a hammam is a spa.
And I just love, so I was first introduced to a hammam in Turkey, and the concept of it, like other cultures have a bathing culture that is like Americans don't know nothing about this, and we trying to get people to wash their legs here. So do what you will with that. Be clear, when you go to the hammam, listen, the women we went to the hammam with, shout out to Lauren, shout out to Dory Dumas, shout out to Bianca K, Karima. Those women, we are family, because you're gonna be family when you're naked with people. It is a naked experience.
Butt ass with everybody. Yeah.
The Moroccan women are gonna scrub you from the rooter to the tutor. They gonna wash your hair. Like it's like having your grandma bathe you. you know how having your grandma bathe you is. Like it's like that. It's a whole hot. Like there's no moisture in Morocco, there is moisture in hammam. And it is steamy, it is hot, and thank goodness they let you get in a cool pool at the end, because some of us were ready to pass out. Like people were getting lightheaded. It was crazy.
And again, like I felt like I'm sitting there in meditation, trying to get everybody relaxed. They like, oh my God, I'm gonna pass out. People getting
lightheaded because they are hungry. Because that was the other thing. We went over there hungry and we didn't eat first.
That's
true. So people were lightheaded.
I had skipped that whole experience.
Yeah, but as soon as you walk in, the eucalyptus fills your pores. It fills your scent. It goes all in you. It was spiritual for me. I got lifted, so I was good.
You was probably lifted because you lightheaded.
Probably was. I like
the funniest part though, they give you these little paper underwear.
Little paper thongs.
And because we all trying to get ready for the experience, some people put their paper underwear on backwards. And they're like a thong, they're like a paper thong. So we had so much fun. I know those women thought we were crazy.
All of
us in there is a tight space. We're not a quiet group of people.
No.
After a while, they just stopped shushing us because they was like, they ain't gonna be able to stop.
They ain't gonna shut up. But we laughed. We laughed a lot. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful bonding experience. We got to, there were people that went that here.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we got, because Babz, you bring everybody together. You everybody's best friend.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's just folks that we got to see another side, because everybody had to relax. Nobody was in work mode. Nobody had to.
Yeah, that was great too. No one was in work mode.
Some of us were.
I mean, kind of, but
But like not anything that was like, oh, like I can't find somebody because they're literally having a full day of work or they're in meetings or something like that. Like this is so much laughter, right?
And
like,
it was more get the work out the way so I could get to this.
Exactly.
You know. But the Medina, y'all, the night market. Let's talk about our experience there. Y'all did
that was on my
list.
That was on my bucket list.
Yes.
My list of things to want to experience was the night market. And man, it was overwhelming. I was like, oh.
And I thought I would have been overwhelmed, but I loved it. Like, I mean, the horse smells aside.
Walking through all them horses.
Listen, the marriage proposals aside. Ife, you have to tell the story of your marriage proposal and how I became your sister-in-law.
So we looking at some shoes. Because it's like
we weren't even looking for shoes yet.
We just happened to be.
You wear your shoes.
Okay.
We weren't looking for shoes yet. We were just wandering that.
We were just wandering. Day. Yeah, we just kind of wandering because it was our first night there, right?
It was the first night in the Medina.
And the Josies met us. Shout out to Christina Lance. And we're walking through, and homie pulled me in, like grabbed my arm. And he said, Rasta, you come. You're my wife. I was like, whoa, wait, what? He had a grip on my arm.
I think you were really taken aback by that. You're like, am I getting snatched up in Morocco on my first night here? What's happening? I felt like I knew he didn't mean us any harm. But your face said it all. Was talking like, sir, don't get boxed up in here. Because I could feel it on Ife. I was like, she was ready to like, listen, I don't want to have to throw hands in a foreign country because I'm not trying to be locked up abroad, but nobody needs to put their hands on me no more.
And being mindful of it's a Muslim country and it's male led, you know, all that, and how men think. So I was like, oh, bruh, I'm American. And so Marquisha comes in behind me and he starts saying, what did he say, 100 camels from you?
Yes, he pointed at all our friends and he was like, 100 camels from you. But first, like, he was like, you know, come in, sit, you know, like, because their big thing is like they want you to sit because they're setting you up for the negotiation, right? Like, they're like, I'm hoping you're gonna buy something. So we're making you know, I think if he had some mint tea, he would have served it. But he was like, come sit. And I was like, and I noticed, you know, they had all the shoes in there. And I was like, I definitely want some of these slippers. So we're gonna see if you got any pair that I can fit. But first he wrapped my head, right? He was like, sister-in-law, you're my sister-in-law. I was like, all right, here we go. And so he wrapped my head in this. So there's this picture of me on socials.
I saw it.
All wrapped, looking local, looking local. But he is my brother-in-law, Ife's husband in the Medina, Morocco, is the seller of your birthday shoes. That's what
yeah, he said he has Marquisha, Lauren, and Christine for 100 camels.
For Ife. I was like, wait, why we gotta pay? You're supposed
300 camels. He said, I'll take her home tonight and you bring me 300 camels in the morning. It's like,
sir, you want to take our good friend, you need to give us the camels. Doing. He was hilarious. Which so many of the men in the Medina are, because they're the marriage proposals are crazy. Like, they really are out here. Like, I mean, I'm assuming they're joking, but they're really like one man was like, I would very much like you to consider me as your husband. I was like, I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the ask. At least you didn't like. I like consent. It's good. I say, let me think about it.
And then Shah, all the young men on at Janene Tanzma, all the young waiters and stuff, they was checking out Shah because Shah knew everybody's name, and you know how she's all gracious.
She's like, Shah, hey, brother.
Brother Akeem, brother this, brother that.
All the names, all the people.
Man, she got so many hugs. If Shah stayed there, they would have
waited on her hand and foot.
What?
Mm-hmm. All right, so we did the Medina. We ended up doing the electric slide in the Medina. That was a lot of fun. The group, you know, when we went and then walked through and trying to go through all those back alleys, that was a little harrowing. But there's a lot of riads, and you could peek in. And
Yes. And
but
restaurants.
for me, I think one of my favorite things was the hot air balloon ride.
Yes.
I thought, I was afraid, but I didn't care that I was afraid. Like it,
You did anyway.
yeah. Like I wasn't moved by being afraid. I was just like, all right, I'll be afraid, but I'm going up. And I just thought, it was just so majestic and wonderful. It was so peaceful and cool. It was very
surreal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't feel real. Like the whole experience of, like, even I was looking, because I just posted some video from that particular day. And just, I was like, that all happened. Like the whole, like, weighing the basket. So like weighing it down so we could get in it and the other people could get out of it. I was like, we did do all that. And like, we did dump ourselves into this basket, and we did, like,
basket. Honest to God, is the best.
Honest to goodness basket. Not one of the ones with the doors that open and close. No, you had to hop in that bad boy.
You had to hike in that sucker.
Yes. And it was still like,
that was
up. So it was flying away.
That was getting in was
the hardest part.
In the ride.
Yeah, it was. Like, if there was a hard part or a part that you're like, you know what's really scary? Trying to get in that basket. Because by the time they had us, like, and we were fortunate enough to have a really amazing flight team, woman captain and her daughter, who was also,
shout out to Wafia and Lena.
Yeah.
And Lena.
And there was a gentleman in there with them as well who was managing some of the things. But these women flew this balloon, and literally by the time, after we braced ourselves, Babz, you got to see the whole process because you stood, but we were bracing ourselves. I didn't know we were up until they told us to stand up. We were already thousands of feet in the air.
Right.
And at that point, what can you do? What you gonna do? You gonna get out? You gonna fly home? What you gonna do? It's a long way down. It's a long way down, honey.
And there were a couple of people that have seen those pictures. They was like, were you and Babz leaning over? I said, yes. We was like, hey.
And in fact, the flight crew told us to do so. They were like,
lean over.
Really? You're like, yes.
I know people are surprised that I was leaning over, but it wasn't a hard lean. Like it wasn't. It just looked like it was.
Like your feet weren't off the ground.
No, I was never leaning over to the point where I was gonna fall. I was just.
The basket was like 4 feet high.
Yeah.
Excuse me a minute. Somebody getting ready to mow a lawn. I'm gonna just close the window.
That's all right. I just had that same situation in the first hour. It's like when you're in neighborhoods, it's just like,
and you know, it's that time of year where everybody gets their yard cut. Like
everybody got to do their yard at like 9 o'clock in the morning. So.
Exactly.
So yeah, so I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the little breakfast part of it. Ife rode the camel.
Yes.
Oh yes, because and so I wasn't gonna do that because I was like, they stink and all that. But I was like, well, it was part of the deal. So and it was an experience. So let me go ahead and go with the experience. So Sha and Dory and I, because Dory was like, I ain't getting on unless Ife does, and Dory did it before on a bigger camel. Shout out to Dory. She's an adventurer.
Dory
I love traveling with that sister.
She is down for the cause.
Yeah,
she is. She's down for the cause of justice. She is also down for the cause of a good time. I am so team Dory. I can't even take it.
Hey,
listen.
Okay.
So y'all get your Freedom Fun tickets, listeners.
Yes.
Freedom Fun ticket. I got mine.
Thursday.
They got hers.
I got mine.
I got mine. I'll be there. I will be there too.
But yeah, so the camel ride, and that's where Sha got a husband. While we were on the camel ride, he took a piece of palm or something off one of them trees.
He weaved the
ring. And when we were coming back, he gave Sha the ring and he said, now you are my wife. He told me I was the mother-in-law. I was like, okay. She going back because Jersey will be here. Her Jersey people will roll up on ya.
And y'all gonna need a lot more than camels to deal with it.
Ain't that for true? Yes. All right, so we did that. We did a lot of shopping. We went to gardens and Yves Saint Laurent Museum. We ate good.
The Museum of
Abundance. Yes, I went to the Museum of Abundance. We went to that one. Remember that one with all
Adornment.
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 Oh yes,
It was abundant though, so
It was abundant.
Yes,
the jewelry was abundant. I was like, ooh, I need all the things from
bought
Ghana.
this little beauty.
Yay!
And you got some.
And you're wearing some earrings from that museum.
Oh my God! Yes, I am. These are from
Right.
Lauren and Bianca Kay. Yes, I'm wearing them.
And you
today.
got your beautiful birthday night earrings from there as well.
Yes, from
Yes,
Ann
from
Mazzaro. Lovely gift from her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and in the Museum of Adornment, you see the origins of all the, like, Africa was the inspiration for jewelry crafting around the world. Like, the continent, and even like robes and garments, everything, crowns. That we the source.
Yeah.
The
We
continent
really
was the source of that. That's how I felt, like everything. And then that rooftop.
Yeah, that was a great.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good rooftop too. And those great drinks that I swore had alcohol in them. Not a drop.
She was convinced that there was alcohol in that drink, and we were like, "No, Babz, I don't think." She's like, "Oh, there's definitely alcohol in it."
And can we talk about the freshness of all the food everywhere?
Yeah.
Like, you could tell, like, those salads, every green.
They came directly out of gardens. Orange juice. I can't ever drink pasteurized orange juice
again. Because the oranges are there. You just tasted it's squeezed.
Like, it's a fresh squeezed orange.
And it's been a long time since I had orange juice because, you know, I can't drink the orange juice here because it's all messed up, additive, and
you can tell by the color.
Yeah.
Everything. It was like,
and the fact that you can just get fresh orange, like you can get fresh orange juice or fresh juice at all anywhere pretty much that you go. Like, somebody is selling that.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic business model. Why don't we do it here?
Yeah.
I guess we do, but we charge a lot more for it, for our pressed juices.
And I love mint tea, but not the mint doesn't feel like a weed mint like it does. Like, because everybody says, oh, weed is a mint is a weed that grows. It's like, whatever. I love fresh mint tea.
We drink it just about every day.
Every day.
You
can have it on demand, basically.
Yeah, you can have it on demand. So we ate out. We ate at some restaurants out. A lot of rooftop, a lot of street cafe kind of vibe. Hospitality is incredible. Like, they have a commitment to service, whether it's a little street place or a little fancy place. It is the same commitment to service, I found.
Hospitality was key.
And unhurried hospitality. Like, there would be...
Yeah, don't be in a rush.
Americanness would be like, I'm so hungry, I'm going to eat this table. But they're like, oh, it comes when it comes.
But it was also
have some tea, a little drink or something, but it'll get there when it gets there. It'll be worth it. But
it was no rush to make you leave.
Yeah.
Because here in America, you got a time frame. You got an hour and a half. People be like, okay, next table, I got to turn this over. I got to get the table. They did not rush you. You was finished with your meal. They clear your table. Can I get you anything else? No. And you want to sit there and chill. They did not say get out.
Yeah. Because y'all closed that first rooftop that we had the
first
gosh. Out at. So.
Yeah.
That was
and they didn't rush us. They were like, okay.
Matter of fact, they turned on the music like, stay.
Homeboy started putting on music. Me and Dory and I started dancing.
And I was like, once they started dancing, I knew y'all wasn't gonna leave. So I was like, well, I gotta get in the cab and go because I'm
yeah. I met so many people that had the same birthday as me in Marrakesh or around my birthday, like at the rooftop. The guy, his birthday was just a few days ahead of mine. And then I met a lady from Houston and her family. Her birthday was the same day as mine. And there was somebody else at Thompson that had a birthday the same day. So it was just really like,
yes, the tourists were trying to do it big this year.
What was amazing, it felt like your party was the only party going on, and there was 3 parties going on.
Yeah.
Again, that's just incredible how they created. And we watched them, like, we've been at the pool pretty much the whole day. So we watched them set all that stuff up and just assumed that it was like, oh, one party will be here, one party will be here. But there was like definitely like a module of people going from place to place, but never coinciding or overlapping, which that is just talented. That's talented.
Yeah. Because the other party was where we were the first night we ate outside back toward the back.
Yeah.
So there was a party over there. I was like, whoa.
The fact that you couldn't even hear that party.
No,
though.
you couldn't even you couldn't even see it.
Couldn't see it,
So.
couldn't hear it. It just was amazing.
Yeah.
It was a dream, Babz. And
was.
let's talk about the candle dancer and the band.
The
rooftop
musicians
party.
that came walk you from the cocktail hour to the actual dinner. I was like, and then the dinner, the table.
Dinner was insane. Like that was, and I think you nailed it when you described it as like, this is as close as like people are like, oh, it's like a wedding, but it's also like, you know, a celebration of life that you actually get to attend.
Yeah.
And you know, most people can't gather that many people together unless you're dying. So it was really nice to be able to celebrate you in the place you really wanted to be celebrated. So like Lauren and I were talking the other day about how it's so nice to see somebody want something and plan for it and then actually get it, right? And that's I think that's what was overwhelming, and for you and for the rest of us, which is like, we know how much you wanted this and how it came together perfectly. And that they just appoint a beautiful table. The food was delicious. Like we had an excellent.
They paid attention to your allergy all week.
All week. Like they were better at it than I was.
They were. They just
like they brought out a beautiful cake, and they was like, "No, Babz, this is your cake. You eat this. Don't eat that."
Yes,
I
just appreciate your. As we said at the table when we were going around all the tables, like I appreciate your friendship, as everybody does, because you know people waiting for the porch to be open to come.
And we done opened it, but
so it was a soft launch this year. It's a soft launch.
But I appreciate your vibrancy and your determination. You are inspiring to so many people, Babz, and myself included. I mean, it was just a dream that I don't know if I would have did it like. But now I'm like, I want to go back for the yoga retreats, for the writing retreats, whatever the hell, whatever.
I definitely want to go back.
I want to go.
I'm definitely going back because I feel like it just feels like a place I want to go back to.
Oh, now somebody's cutting my lawn.
But go in on Royal Air Morocco to Casablanca.
Yeah, but you know, she said, fly into Casablanca, we'll come get you.
Yeah, so that whole piece, wanting like there are other places that I want to see. I let me first echo what Ife said, which is that, you know, I love how you imagine a life for yourself and then go live it. Like I love it. Like we just be you just be like dreaming up stuff, and then we be adding little things to it, like, oh, and it needs to have this, because we're like, it's gonna happen. Like I don't like it's not happening. I mean, it's not happening.
Well, listen, last year on your birthday, when you said you wanted to go, who was the first to sign up?
Oh,
okay.
With no question.
Like, okay, so we're
like, okay.
Here. We picked our rooms and everything. We went on the site and looked at the rooms, like, oh, let's stay here. And then like, oh, it has and Sarah pointed out, like, oh, it has a connection to the room Babz is gonna stay in with her. We were ready. So
we were ready. It was a great trip. I think everybody had a really great time.
Yes.
There are people who came out of their shell.
Yes.
Came out of their comfort zone
to try
to make the trip and to try stuff and
like
that was really
Diane.
great to see.
Yeah.
Like Miss Diane and Bianca K.
Yes.
And Ja and Winter. You know, all the folks who this is, you know, was a big deal to.
And for Sha, it was her first like big international trip too.
Yeah, so which is really nice.
But she
for Winter as well.
And Winter too. So so it was really nice to sort of be a part of that experience with them, you know. Yeah. So I mean, I had a great time. I don't even know. I'll still be dreaming about this, I guess, forever, because it was just such a wonderful time.
And listen, we all got photos for days.
It feel real.
Yeah, and the pictures look amazing. Oh my God, these pictures! You see them, and I was like, "Holy cow!"
Listen, shout out to Dory and Karima though, because they.
Oh, Dory and Karima were no joke.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Dory's like, we gonna get some pictures.
Listen, and pictures we got for sure.
Yes, it was good. So, well, I appreciate y'all jumping on this morning to just like unpack some of this birthday love, because it really was, a good time. And I'm so grateful that y'all showed up and came, and I can't ask for better friends. I don't know of any better friends. I don't know of any better friends than y'all. And the
What you get this.
The extra that y'all put out for this was just blows me away, because I was just like, all right. So thank you for taking good care of my heart and my mind and my spirit, and just riding with me when I come up with crazy ish to do.
Listen.
Now we know there's not a dream too far. Go bigger.
Go bigger.
I know, right?
Go bigger, Babz.
Like,
go bigger.
What else can we do? So this was amazing. So thank y'all so much. I love y'all so much.
We love you.
And we'll be back on the porch soon, y'all. The porch is open.
It's open.
It's open.
That's the invitation, people. Don't say you ain't invited.
Listen, I tell you, look for Jonathan's
said
primer.
The porch is open.
Right.
Look for
now,
Jonathan's primer.
Maybe not so much, but
yeah,
I know it's election season.
And don't drive by empty-handed.
The porch is nonpartisan until it ain't. So you with that what you will.
That's it. I love it. That's exactly the truth.
Stop by Wine Thief, say, what does Babz like?
Yes.
And
please
they'll
don't
give
bring
you a
no barefoot, no yellowtail. Please don't bring that unless you're gonna turn it into sangria. Don't do that. Appreciate it.
And even then it's suspect.
Don't bring no sweet wine. Stop at Wine Thief.
Don't bring no Moscato. Don't bring sweet bitch.
Stop at Wine Thief on Whitney Avenue. Say,
when in doubt, bring good beer. Like,
just that's
Just
it.
saying.
That's it. All right, let's get on out of here. Nora, play us out. Thank you very much for sitting in, because Harry is at surgery prep because he's gonna have his knee replaced.
Right?
Yay, Harry.
Yeah.
Blessings for healing.
Yes. Thank y'all.